Good morning. Today actually feels like the first official day of fall, even though it was like a week ago. It's like 48 degrees out right now. I'm actually in a sweatshirt and got a good one for you today. Gonna do a little product review. Couldn't find any videos on this rod, but it's definitely one that needs to be made, and I'm gonna show it to you in a minute. So, one of my absolute favorite ways to fish is throwing a jerk bait. Plain and simple. I'm a smallmouth guy. 75% of my fishing's done smallmouth fishing, and I'll throw a jerkbait all year long. Winter, fall, summer, spring, it doesn't matter. I know I can efficiently catch smallmouth on the jerkbait. So I've been kind of looking for a jerkbait specific rod. Now I've been throwing the Alpha Angler Slasher for years. Absolutely love that rod. It is a phenomenal jerkbait rod, but I also throw it for top water. So I was constantly bouncing back and forth with reels based on what I was doing. If I was throwing top water, I was putting a braided reel on. If I was throwing jerk baits, I was swapping back to one of my bait casters with fluoro on it, specifically the Cast King MG12 Elite. That reel, this guy right here, hands down my absolute favorite jerkbait reel on the market right now. At only 5 ounces, you can find them for between 200 250 bucks. Cast well all day, super light, never get tired. So that reel's kind of always been bouncing back and forth on my Alpha Angler Slasher. I posted a lot of content with it before, but I wanted to get something specifically for jerkbait fishing only that can handle kind of some of the smaller jerkbaits that I throw, as well as up to the 110s. And, I was obviously looking at the X Bride B, which is a super popular jerkbait rod. I was looking at some of the G Loomis $500 jerkbait rods. It's kind of all over the spectrum. Some of the P5 110s. And I'm like, do I really want to spend that much money? And then I came across the Evergreen International Combat Stick, specifically in the 6'8" Finesse Jerkbait. And everything I could find as far as forums and the way people talked about it was, for 230 bucks, this rod hits way outside of its weight class and it is super light. So I picked one up, and I gotta say, whew, she's a beaut, Clark. So what I love about this, it's got that short butt end. So a lot of the times I'm fishing a jerkbait out of my kayak, or anytime you fish a jerkbait rod, you always want that short butt end so you're not smashing into your forearm constantly. And it's got 6'8" head length, medium rod, but extra fast action. So it's got a really great fast bend at the top, but it also feels like it's got some backbone down the middle as well. So we're gonna put that to the test today on some feisty smallmouth. And yeah, I mean, she looks pretty, and it's light. So this rod only weighs 3.8 ounces. So you pair that 3.8 ounces with the 5 ounces of the MG12 Elite, and I've got a jerkbait setup that is under 9 ounces. That's insane. Like, this thing is so light. I can throw this all day and I will not get tired, which is really important, especially if you're getting into any kind of tournament fishing. I started fishing kayak tournaments this year, and being able to have a rod that I can literally throw all day if the bite is on with the jerkbait, that's got me excited. So let's get out to the water. Let's put this thing to the test. Before we do, I'll give you a little slow-mo B-roll of this thing so you guys can get a better look at it. And then, yeah, hopefully we go kill a couple hours of fishing here before work. We get on some feisty fall smallmouth, and we see, is this thing the home run that I think it is? Because if this thing fishes really well, it beats everybody else on the price points. This could be a secret sleeper. And we're the only channel that made a YouTube video on it so far. So, yeah, let's get to it. All right, we're at the river, ready to go. Kayak's in the back here, just straight up in a pile of slime. One rod, that's it. That's all we're bringing. We're throwing straight jerk baits today. We're going to see how this rod performs, and hopefully we're going to smack down some smallies while we're here. Conditions look very favorable, and I think we're going to find some success. So let's get this bad boy out on the water, and let's get this rod review going. All right, a little late morning update. Probably take this down now. Woo, getting my butt kicked so far. It is windy. It's a little chilly. My hands are a little sore and tight. Haven't found any smallmouth yet. So I know they're here. Been catching a ton of them here. But yeah, this crazy wind and a little bit cooler temperatures overnight. Dropped probably 30-40 degrees from yesterday, so it's got them a little lockjaw right now. But we got about another hour to go. I'm gonna keep plugging away, see if maybe I can just try to get on another fish, or can't say another fish, I should say. I'm gonna try to get on a fish. But yeah, we're not gonna give up. But I love the rod so far. Castability's been great, sensitivity's been great. Not feeling tired at all, and yeah, super sensitive. I actually brought that through a school little baby shad, and I don't know if I had the camera on or not, but I actually snagged through one of them. But I could actually feel that jerk bait bouncing off each individual minnow as I was coming through that school of bait, which was pretty cool. So we're just gonna keep plugging away. Let's see, man. Sun's coming up now. It's getting a little bit warmer. This might get these fish fired up, but we're gonna keep trying. Definitely not gonna give up yet, but let's go. One more hour to make it happen. All right, so we hooked one and lost one on the Finesse Jerkbait. So for this last half hour, I have the fish. I'm going to bump up to a Stunno 112, see how it does on this rod. And I'd assume it do well, but we'll see. Let's give it a go. Hopefully we catch some fish, man. This wind is really kicking my butt today. It's been brutal so far, but yeah, overall, this Evergreen Combat Stick, I can't recommend it enough. First fish I fought on it felt great, and I mean, I've been able to make this jerkbait dance so far with this thing. So let's see how it does with the bigger, 110, 112 style jerkbait now. All right, that's gonna be a wrap on this fishing trip. Woo, that was a struggle. We hooked 2 smallmouth. Both were small. Both I had bad boat position on because this wind absolutely crushed me today. I mean, you can see this water behind me. Normally that looks like a lake, and it is just choppy and grassy and leafy because this wind is just blowing everything in the water. So today wasn't the ideal day, but it wasn't the worst day ever. We got out, we got on the water, we got to test and review this rod. I can't recommend it enough. It paired perfectly with that KastKing MG12 Elite. Shameless plug, we got a code for KastKing, EPKBA10. Get 10% off any orders on KastKing that you do. But this rod, can't recommend it enough. If you love to fish a jerkbait, whether it's a smaller size or up into 110, 112 size, this rod was super sensitive, super light. I could make that jerkbait dance, and I felt every blade of grass when I was coming through the water. Everything is just very sensitive. My arm isn't tired at all. So if you are looking for an alternative to your typical Shimano X-Bride or your Mega Bass or your G Loomis jerkbait rods, this Evergreen International rod is an absolute home run, and it's cheaper than every one of those other rods that I just mentioned. So get out, give it a shot, see what you think. If you end up picking one up, let me know in the comments how you like it.